Hey folks, welcome to the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you, go over to patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone and subscribe for more content. You get some Pepitone stand-up, and go over to our YouTube channel where you can see videos of this podcast, clips, and all that good stuff. And if you're not subscribed to the actual podcast itself, we release an audio version every day on every podcast platform there is, so go do that. All right, now let's get into the show. Folks, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with zero upside. And now he's full of salad. He's got some bubbly soda in his system. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Pepitone. I know you say, oh, that doesn't sound like Eddie's voice. And the truth is that I don't feel like talking in my own voice today. How are you, Kevin?
I'm very well. Good to see you today.
Apparently it's contagious.
I feel the same. My voice is grating. So I'll use another.
Oh, Kevin. This voice, by the way, makes me want to say dirty things like, oh, really, Kevin? Kevin, take off your clothes.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
Kevin, take off your clothes. Like there's something perverted about this guy. Like, Kevin, do me a favor, crawl around and go, ooh.
Yes, sir.
Mommy.
Let me loosen my sock garters while I get down on all fours. Mommy, papa.
Tom, what's going on with the podcast? No, this is the booth now. This is Milo and Alex. Hey, what do you think is going on with the pod?
Hey, it's me, Milo. I'm just curious about what the fuck you fucks are doing in there in a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I know when we're not on a creative end, but don't sound too good either.
This podcast is gonna lose subscribers. I can feel them
And
clicking
let
away.
me tell you, to lose subscribers is quite a trick on this fucking podcast.
You gotta go to the app. You gotta unclick the star, and I'm seeing it happen right before my eyes. You guys should quit life.
Jeez,
Boy.
Milo is so aggressive.
I know, they're very unsupportive in there. I don't know. I think when there's glass between us and the producers.
Yeah, it's a separation.
And, a separation. And I don't know. They take liberties. Anyway, how you been? What's going on?
Buddy, I took a little bit of a nap today. We had that show last night, went super late.
Oh, my God. I'm exhausted right now.
A guy gave me a sliver of mushroom chocolate.
Mushroom chocolate?
Yeah. And he goes, you won't even feel it. It was Jason Ellis, that bald skateboarder guy. He has like tattoos on his head and stuff.
I don't know. I avoid people with tattoos on their head.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's just something my mother told me when I was a young lad.
Yeah.
I was a young lad, and I used to just run through fields.
Yeah.
With, I would run through fields with a very small shotgun. And my mother said, "Son," and I was like, "Yes, mother." She said, "Oh, don't engage with men who have tattoos on their heads." And I was like, "Why are you talking in an English accent, mother?" And she was like, "Oh, sorry, son.
It's just more fun this way, son.
The medication they tweaked, it has a British flavor. It's a British antidepressant called Dame Maggie Smith-Fluoxetine."
Side effects may include spatic ear discharge, British accent, suicidal thoughts.
What was the first one?
Spastic ear discharge.
Darling, I have to warn you, when I'm serving the potatoes later, there may be spastic ear discharge. All right, thank you, mother. Oh, you sound older.
I have no idea where I heard that. I heard that somewhere else.
Spastic ear.
And
There is something that gives you spastic ear discharge?
I
would avoid it, whatever it is.
Oh yes, it's
Whatever that is.
You could. It's a pill that allows you to fly, but then discharge.
It allows you to fly.
Yeah, but then discharge just shoots out of your ears.
It allows you to fly because it downloads the Southwest app for you. and it,
Yes.
and it has like $178.
That would be the greatest bait and switch. Like, sign up now, call me now, and you will learn to fly. And then the guy, you give him $200, and he just downloads the Southwest app.
I just got off the phone with someone who told me they are scared shitless to fly, and they will not. They will not fly.
Why? Just like a generalized.
Just general, like, no, I'm not flying. I'm fucking terrified of it. And here's the thing, Kev, and I think you fall victim to this. I've seen it many times. You can't rationalize it. You can't figure this out with your brain.
Yeah.
It is irrational.
You know, my daughter, she has.
Here we go.
My daughter.
I have a family, Eddie. You don't.
To brag, but I have.
I have a legacy, Eddie. How about yourself?
People are going to be talking about me. No, she has these little panic attacks.
Ooh,
and
already? How old is she?
She's 14. So
okay, she should have them at 14.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, puberty is like it just throws, it dumps all the emotions in. But she has them, and I was trying to tell her because she's like, when I'm in these moments where I just I'm overwhelmed, and she'll start crying or whatever, and she'll be in the middle of math class and have to go take a walk or whatever. So I've been trying to help her, like, give her tools to help her, but she's like, I can't get out of it. But I was trying to give her like silly things to think about because she said she'll.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
panic again. It's irrational, and you know, I even things like breathing deeply, which is like kind of the biggest tool you can give someone. You know, I found the best tool was a little something called Klonopin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Did
Did
that take away the panic? It took about. Well, I would pop it, and it would be shortly behind. There was just tremendous relief.
Really?
And then I would start eating like crazy.
Is that a side effect of the Klonopin?
For me, it was.
Yeah.
You know, I immediately. I always Google nearest cotton candy machine. I'm old school. I like cotton candy.
Do you have
I like to get it from a vendor too.
Oh yeah. A guy.
Cotton candy.
Their whole livelihood depends on your purchase of the cotton candy.
Yeah. It's like angel hair. It's very thin. It's pure sugar. And no, I don't really like cotton candy actually.
Well, I
as
get
a kid
it.
maybe.
Yeah, as a kid it's great. I used to tell my daddy he had cotton candy hair because he had real fine hair.
Trump has cotton candy
Yes,
hair.
yeah,
They've
yeah.
said that about him. You know.
When I really wanted to mess with my dad, I'd go up next to him. I go, and his hair would just fly up, and he'd be like, "All right, knock it off,
Knock it off, for fuck's sake.
He's like,
It's hard enough supporting you fucking brats.
You know, my dad never used to get super upset unless the food was getting cold. That was his
get it.
big pet peeve.
Really?
Sit down. We gotta pray. The food's getting
We
cold.
gotta pray.
So,
Did you guys do that?
oh
You
yeah,
prayed?
oh yeah.
Boy, we grew up in opposite families.
yeah. Well, we used
You
to
know what I
practice.
mean? We didn't pray.
No prayers.
No pray. There would be hitting.
Was there any?
Get the fuck over here. Your mother cooked this. Come here.
Did you?
Bless me, Father.
Was there any? There was no Judaism that spread through. It was just the
No,
genetic. Judaism?
we got into judo for a while. Then we went into jiu-jitsu and karate, and then finally we just fellatio.
Oh yeah, that's all martial arts. When you
All
really get into
martial
them.
arts lead to fellatio.
That's right. It's a great grappling skill.
Oh, it is. It puts an end to an intense wrestling match.
Oh yeah.
Immediately. I've seen that happen many times. Watch the Foxcatcher.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, great documentary. Great documentary on that guy.
Man, that guy DuPont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
See,
why.
that's what happens when you're a rich fuck who poisons things.
Yeah. When you're too wealthy, and it's I think you get a little crazy.
Yeah, I'm
why I
looking
keep
forward
it
to
down.
that, though.
Yeah. Well, we're
Just having all this money and fucking robots. I'll be having sex with robots that are designed for me by Alcoa.
What's Alcoa?
I don't know. They used to be an old company that used to sell aluminum.
Custom Eddie
Yeah.
Pepitone.
No,
fuck
Milo
machine.
is coming in. Oh, really? Fuck. All right.
This
My fucking shirt comes
Well, what it
up.
is your arms are getting too muscular, and so it pulls
I have been
the
going to
shirt
the
up.
gym the last couple of days, and that feels good to get back into the gym and work out a little bit.
Well, and the social media presence of your exercise has been
That is
popping off.
unbelievable.
Yeah, people love
You
to
know?
see it.
What's going on? Me? Yeah. Still? All right. I don't know. All right. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, you got to see.
A little bit of a wardrobe malfunction.
Hello. This is my Mitch McConnell.
Mitch,
By the way,
you gonna run again, or
those Mitch McConnell freezes are absolutely terrific.
yes?
You know, just him, like, it is really great to see such a scumbag
Yes,
freeze like that.
yes.
You know, it's almost like, I don't know.
Well, it's watching. I've watched some compilations where it's a juxtaposition of people defending his age, and then cutting to him freezing, and it's so great because it'll be a guy. He's like, they're like, don't you think he's a little old for the office? Probably time he retired. He goes, Mitch is a sharp guy. You know, he's up there in age, but you know he's still got it. And then it cuts to when do you think you're gonna run again? And he's just staring death into the
I
camera.
think it'd be funny if, like, there's a freeze out competition between him and Dianne Feinstein. It's like a debate on CNN. Thank you, Mr. McConnell. Ms. Feinstein? Well, you both make very good points.
There's
That
this
you're both 1 foot in the grave, at least.
There's this Dana Carvey sketch where he was doing. It's from the Dana Carvey show in the '90s, and he's doing this character where he's talking, and then at the end he always goes, and then he freezes, and then you see a hand reach from off camera and wake him up, and then he goes back into his thing again, and that shit always killed me.
The Dana Carvey show, there's a documentary on it.
Yes, it's my favorite thing ever.
What, the doc or the show?
The show, I taped it. I have it on VHS at home.
I mean, apparently it was like a who's who of great comics.
Yes.
Who worked behind. Was Louis on that?
Yep.
There were just some great fucking writers
Yeah.
and performers, and it got canned after one season?
It didn't even make it. They didn't even release the last show.
What the fuck happened? I forget because I watched the documentary.
The doc said, I mean, it was a time slot thing, and it was on.
Doc, what do you think?
Doc, look, it's
We're gonna have to cancel it.
yeah, but they had because they had to follow Home Improvement, and it was just
Are you being serious?
100%. Yeah, they were following Home Improvement. It's all it's on the documentary, but
Right, I forgot about it.
they was just the wrong time slot. If it was on HBO,
Improvement, the most hackiest fucking thing.
yeah, that Tim Allen, yeah, he, which is so funny to me because his persona, Tim Allen, like when you hear about, like he got arrested for smuggling cocaine and stuff, and like, but then he's like this family guy, you know, on the show.
Oh, hold it, Mr. Judgment. You can't smuggle cocaine at one point in your life and then become a family man. What do? Like you tell your kids, look, kids, I'm a fucking drug dealer, plain and simple.
Yeah.
You, to me, are just fucking objects to snort. You fucking kids.
It was a good show. Like as a kid, I remember enjoying
As
it.
a kid, maybe.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's just odd. Like as him and then Danny Tanner, rest in peace. Not the who's the act? Saget. Yeah.
Danny Tanner, where did that come from?
That's his character's name.
Oh,
on
okay.
Full House.
Oh, Saget was on
No. I'm just talking about guys who are in these family shows, but their persona off
Okay,
camera is very
now you're
different.
attacking a man who died in a hotel, Bob Saget.
Dang it! I'm sorry.
No. First, it's Tim Allen for making an error at an airport,
Yes.
and now it's like, and this guy Bob Saget, who happened to die tragically in a hotel accident.
Yeah.
Let's go after him. Who's next?
I don't like a lot of people. If you're going to portray yourself on TV, I don't think actors should be acting at all. I think if you're on TV, that's who you should be. You know what I mean? You should.
I know. I kind of feel the same fucking way. Hey, did you ever do this? Like, see an actor or actress in public and think you know them from your life?
Oh yeah.
And I was on an elevator with an actress, and I was like looking at her, going, "Hey," and she's very attractive too. I forget who it was, but she knew what was going on with me because I guess that happens. And she goes, and I was like, "Where do I know?" And she was just shaking her head like, "Oh, fuck me."
Yeah, especially if you're high or something and you see somebody.
I wasn't high. Thanks for taking that shot.
Well, I know how you like to get high and ride in elevators.
Here's some weed, Mr. Pepitone. What I recommend you do with this is take elevators. As long as you can.
I can just see you giddy, smiling from ear to ear, pressing all the buttons, and just like in a glass elevator, just having a blast.
I can't even. I'm sorry, folks. I'm having a lot of problems today. I fucking. Holy shit! This is why I couldn't become a Navy SEAL. They have to handle a lot of shit.
Yes,
the Navy SEALs, and I'm like fumbling with headphones. I can't even listen to.
Well, what was the reason you didn't make it in the SEALs?
I'll tell you. It's funny you ask that because I got through every phase, and then and people were like, "But look at you! You couldn't be a Navy SEAL." And I was like, "I have a lot of endurance, a lot of strength, but I couldn't do that last damn thing, which was balance that fucking ball on my nose."
And your dream.
I love that joke.
I know. I do too.
Oh God, that's a good joke for me.
I set it up for you. I knew. I was like,
are there jokes? Let me ask you this, Kev.
Yeah.
Are there jokes that you love far more than the audience that you have? I have a few that, here's another one for me, and then we'll get to you. God forbid we do me. But I say this, and it hardly ever gets more than a few little laughs. I go, "Oh, folks, it's getting so tough out there. People are starting to live in their motorcycles." No fucking response I get. And I'm like, "That's a good," and I always go, "That's a good joke."
Yeah.
Fuck's the matter? I get far more laughs on me being angry at them.
I think if you repeated that, it's getting rough because I think I think people are
Is
on
that
board.
the problem with it?
I think it is. I mean, I'm a perfect comedian, and I've been doing this a while, so feel free.
No, but are there any jokes that you have that
I have jokes that are the opposite that I don't like
and they get laughs?
Yes.
Give me an example, or give our fans.
When I go back home and my buddy Crit, I'll say, "What joke?" He goes, "You got to do that Mexican rifle joke." I used to do this bit where I went to Mexico for New Year's and they're firing off guns, and then I'm thinking, how far back did this go? Were they doing this when they had muzzle loading rifles? And then I do a long like a grito. So you can tell why I don't do it already, because it's like here in L.A. I can't be doing a Mexican accent.
Oh yeah.
But then I'll be miming a muzzle loading rifle while I'm going like doing that whole. And when I do it in Fresno, they love it, but I hate it. I hate that joke. And my buddy's like, you got it. Please do that one. I'm like, all right. But that's a good feeling too, when somebody's like, do that one. I'm like, you remember that? I thought that was horrible.
I was I had a muzzle. That what do they call those guns?
A musket, I think.
A musket. I thought that I say something like, boy, the way to eliminate a mass shooter would be to everybody had muskets because it would be like, they're like driving and then they kill someone and then.
Yeah, they gotta put the balls back in.
Right, that kind of thing. But then I was told Jim Jeffries has a similar joke.
Oh, really?
So I stopped.
I like Jim Jeffries' stand-up.
He's very funny.
He's
very funny.
He's Australian, which I.
That's right. Jim is Australian. Great.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Jim Jeffries is an Aussie.
That's right. That's right.
He's really funny.
He's very funny. He had a show that didn't go recently. He did some sort of talk show, and I think he
another one because he had one
a few
while
years ago. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it went for plenty of time. He's mega rich.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Throw a little our way there, Jim.
Yeah.
So how's the gym been going? Your gym?
Well, I just started up again, but I had 2 sessions. I was very proud of myself today, getting in there at 10 a.m., which for me is early. And you were out with me last night doing a couple of shows at the Comedy Store. So anyway, right now I feel good. And one thing I realized about you can't brag about fucking working out.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start doing that, you're doomed.
People go, "Oh, you just started?"
It's like, it's like bragging about, I stopped weed.
Yes.
Go ahead and smoke if you want. I don't have to do it. Then that guy is going to smoke sooner rather than later.
Yeah. That's definitely me, for sure, where I'm like, I've been so proud of myself, and then I'll be telling
you
somebody.
should be, though, but there's a fine line. I think you don't say this shit out in public.
Yeah, probably.
But I've been posting videos already of me working out.
It feels like a personal attack.
But they've been like you said, they've been getting great traction.
I think people
on
are
Instagram
excited.
they're very and what I love is that people are happy that I'm trying to take care of myself.
Well, I know that there's a lot of people who follow your career.
That's true.
Just because they're concerned about your health.
Well, a lot of people have pools.
Yes.
Who's going first, Eddie or Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
You had a great. You did a great set last night at this Riff Raff show that we did.
You taped the thing that really killed.
And I'll post that on the Patreon for everybody. But yeah, you did this Oscar acceptance speech, which was
Do you think I could put that one up in Instagram?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can chop it up for you too, and then and get it to you. Hey, you got some
because
skills.
I really went on for a long time with that.
It was like
one.
3 minutes.
That's all. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Seemed
great.
like 8.
Yeah, no, it was 3. It was 3 minutes, but but the people's attention spans. You got to cut it down. They want these clips to be 12 seconds.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't want to cut it down that much, but I had fun doing that, and that show called Riff Raff, hosted by Billy. What was his last name?
Myers? Is it? Yeah, Billy Myers.
Billy Myers. It's just an off-the-wall show, and it was the spirit of it was fun.
Yeah, the audience is having such a good time.
Yeah,
and because you were asking, like, what do you think? What do you think of this show? And I go, like from a comic perspective, there's a little bit of a cool guy thing where like I don't want to do this shit, but there's also like you go and the energy of the audience is so amazing. Because when I say I don't want to do this shit, there's like dares basically that they'll have you do. Like,
and I said I was only going to riff, and there was 2 buckets, riff bucket and raff bucket, and I was like, fuck the raff bucket, because I don't want to have to drink beer from a shoe.
Yes,
but I just did all ref.
Yes.
And the only thing that really sucked was I couldn't burp the alphabet.
Yeah, there was, a lot of people were talking about that they were pretty disappointed in you, that you couldn't burp the alphabet.
I can fart in cuneiform. But unfortunately, that wasn't one of the rafts.
Yeah. I can do, I'm trying to think.
I know you are, yeah. I can, we'll pause and be right back.
I can slap.
So I can think of something.
I can clap my ass cheeks in Morse code and recite the Fibonacci sequence that way. But
Fibonacci. You mean Fibonacci?
Fibonacci.
Feminazi. It's a fucking
Feminazi. Now that's completely
Jesus fucking
different.
Christ. You go after Tim Allen. You go after Saget. And he's dead, tragically.
I know. I hear it was.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah. I couldn't believe when Bob Saget died because I had seen him, like shortly before, like
Really?
performing in Austin, and he was real funny and he looked great.
Yeah.
And then boom, you
Yeah.
know.
What do we know? What happened to him?
I think he just fell and hit his head, and I don't know. You know what's weird these days? Have you noticed it? Guys in the booth too, Milo and Alex, have you noticed it? Everybody doesn't announce now cause of death. What is that about? Like, I've noticed that, like, the family didn't release cause of death.
Yeah.
I've told my family, immediately tell them what happened to me,
Yeah. Transcript
He
of the whole day.
masturbated himself to death. Whatever it is. However it happens.
The police chief's reading the statement. It appears at 4:30 in the morning he went to sleep right after jerking off to some porn about parenting or something, and then it's like that's we don't need that. Like that's too much.
Porn about parenting?
Yeah,
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Jesus
The porn,
Christ.
the porn on the front page of Pornhub is all like incest stuff, where it's like stepsister and like I don't get it. I was telling the guys earlier, because I talk about my sexual life a lot with people, that I don't get a lot of the.
Do you do it
fetish
like
stuff.
just running into like a fast food joint and going, yeah, let me get the Big Mac, and by the way, I just fucked my stepsister.
That's a great way to get extra ketchup. You can get extra ketchup packets that way. You
You
something.
did, sir. Here's some more ketchup. For whatever reason, for whatever logic. But yeah, the incest stuff is
I can't do it.
it's very hot, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you remember? Because when I was growing up, there was a juniper bush that was hollowed out, and there was a treasure chest of pornography magazines in there that one of the neighborhood kids had put in there. But when I got to college and the internet came out,
then that was the end of porn in the woods. Yeah,
it was wild. though.
JT, my buddy I tour with, has a whole bit about porn in the woods.
Really?
I think a couple of Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to find it everywhere. It'd be just it'd be like by the bike track. Like we'd have this dirt bike park, and there would always be.
We would
jugs.
find it mainly in the barber shop.
Yeah.
Yep, he would have it tucked to the Playboy in right after Field and Stream. Bang.
Yeah.
Field and Stream, and then it's Miss April.
Field and Stream's like the warm up for Miss April.
Yeah, there was a centerfold in Field and Stream. It'd be an attractive bass, just a bass lounging.
In lingerie. Just-
Yeah, hook in the mouth.
Oh yeah, that's that good stuff. That's the good stuff. Hey, should we do some bits?
Yeah,
You want?
sure. I
mean,
mean,
I'm
I
looking
think
at
we're
the
on a
time.
good. We're on a good. This podcast, folks. Let's be truthful. We don't know what we're doing here. We just kind of go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been a lot of structure to the podcast, and we've had people leave Patreon at a steady rate.
That yes.
So I'm
consistently.
thinking, let's take away the structure. Doesn't it get you that Patreon tells you who deletes? By the way,
Yeah.
folks, if you're thinking of deleting, I know who you fucking are.
Yep. We get name and address for every deletion, and we will come find you.
Imagine me and you were like someone deleted $5 a month, which always strikes me as Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
$5 a month?
Can't do
anyway, it really it can't do it.
Can't do it. 5's too much. Not interested.
I wonder how this goes over with our fans. This kind of chat.
I don't know.
Anyway, it would be funny if, like, we do get the address of the person who deleted, and we're just like two cops on a stakeout drinking coffee 3 a.m, waiting for them to come out. You fall asleep. I say, wake up! I think he's coming out. Oh fuck! But we don't know what they look like because we don't know. Is that him? I don't know, man.
His thumbnail icon is just a picture of a deer. I'm not sure.
Exactly. But we take a chance that it's him, and we get out and we go, excuse me, why'd you delete? $5 on Apocalypse Now. What, $5? Seriously? Here's $5. Re-up. Here's $5. Go back on.
Dude, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. I got a lot of free days, especially during the daytime. I'm like, hey, let's do it.
Let's do a guided meditation.
I love it. I also like the idea of me and you on a stakeout.
Yes.
I think that would be very fun. Just like, different fast food wrappers and like.
Well, I was thinking,
cans.
as far as the eating in the car goes, I feel like we should have a hot plate. Like, we don't get fast food. We have a hot plate, and we just make eggs over easy.
Ooh.
And we have like a nice Tupperware thing that we put the eggs over easy in, and it's gooey, and the yolk gets on us, so there's yolk all over our shirts, even though we try to use napkins. But there's yellow all over our shirts.
When you're accosting people about the $5, you apologize. I'm sorry for my appearance. We'd use the eggs over medium in a car before we aggressively approach people.
He likes them over easy. They drip.
I tell him over medium. I'm an over medium guy, but he likes the over easy.
By the way, I do like over easy eggs.
Yeah, you're an over. I am hardcore an over medium guy. I like an over medium.
Medium is good, but over easy to me is the jackpot.
I don't think so.
It's when you're really living.
Yeah, it's too runny.
I like it.
You know what I used to make a bagel with. I would do an over medium, and then I'd do a piece of cut up sausage. I'd slice it, and then I put that in the bagel, and then I would squish it, and the yolk would. Oh, it was the best.
Ooh, all right, folks. Sorry about the breakfast break.
I'm sorry.
Let's do a guided.
Let's eat.
We're 32 minutes in. Wow.
I know. We've been riffing hard. It's been feeling good. You got all that extra energy from working out.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to have to go to Oppenheimer.
Yes. Oh.
What the hell happened there?
We got a little extra light going on here.
Oh.
All right, folks. All right.
We're getting a light.
Banish the over easy eggs from your mind. Breathe deep and relax on another episode of Guided Meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Okay, everybody. Whew, it's been a stressful week. Very stressful. We all know that the end is quite near, whether it's climate breakdown or your spouse is about to snap, and you will be in the crosshairs of that shit show. But what we want you to do is let that go. Let it go the way a bird will let a tiny mouse that it's captured on the ground, the way a bird will drop the mouse and the mouse will hit its head and not move, sort of like Mitch McConnell. Let it all go. I want you to let go of the fact that your right arm somehow doesn't move anymore. Let that go. Also, let go the fact that you keep breaking your ankle. As soon as it heals, you break it again. Let that go. Also, let it go that you're being stalked online by a welder named Bob Stevens, and you start getting craft items delivered to your door, metal that is welded together. Sorry, folks, I have a piece of detritus in my throat.
Breathe it out.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. All right. So breathe all that out, that the welder who's stalking you online has now got your address and he's delivering things like giant steel birds to your house. And he's got a remote that when you go toward the package, it explodes. Let that out. And let out the fact as well that out of your bowel movement came a hand buzzer from a trip to the circus that had gone awry. Let all of these strange, bizarre things out. Ooh, breathe it out. And now with your first in-breath, I want you to breathe in all the air. All the air. Sure, there isn't as much oxygen anymore because of the denuding of the Amazon, and the Amazon rainforest is the lungs of the earth, and it's being knocked down for cattle production because, oh, we love steak, don't we? Don't we love steak? Also, if you go to animal sites, cows are actually playful, you morons. Breathe in the air that is available, not the air that Hurricane Lee, which is churning in the Atlantic, making its way toward Maine. Maine, the state that gave us, well, nothing. Fuck Maine, let it get hit. Let it get hit hard. But breathe in air that is very clean, crisp air. In other words, air that doesn't exist anymore. Remember the Canadian wildfires that polluted our air for many, many months? Those are coming back soon enough, folks. There'll be more things burning than incest on Pornhub. That doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter. Just breathe that out. And now, breathe it in, I'm sorry. Breathe that in. I hope you guys aren't damaging your lungs by listening. Specifically and literally. Now with your next in-breath or out-breath, I'm really confused, but with your next, let's call it out-breath. I think it's in, but let's call it out. With your next, yes. With your next out-breath, I want you to breathe out the fact that you know your memory is going. Breathe out the fact that you can't find a vine-ripened tomato that you bought at Whole Foods for about $90. Because that's what things cost at Whole Foods. Breathe out the prices of fruit and vegetables at Whole Foods and the fact that you can't remember where you placed a vine-ripened tomato, and you hope that you don't find it where you found your organic Bosque pear. You found your organic Bosque pear in your underwear drawer. You had no idea what it was doing there. And you noticed that next to the Bosque pear was a small cutting board. And then your underwear. So apparently you're mixing fruit and your underwear, and that's where you're at mentally. Breathe that out. Now, with your final in-breath, I want you to breathe in the fact that you like everyone else and every other living organism, will die, and probably violently. You know how many people die in their sleep? Not many. Most people's last words are, Jesus Christ, this hurts.
And thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone. That's a lot of truth.
Well, I just feel like it was relaxing. and it's not so much what I'm saying, which can be vile, but it's how it's said with the breathy, you know. I think it's funny when you come in at the end after I say all this vile shit and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, folks. That was nice.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's nice to have bad news delivered in a soothing voice.
Yes. Like let's try to do that. Like, hey Frank, you go tell the missus that her husband was sawed in half by the lathe at work. Okay? Why? I don't want to do it, Frank. You have that great way of doing it. That's why you tell people that, they lost their loved one in the lathe. Why don't we fix the lathe so I don't have to go tell them anymore? This is like the 8th person that I've had to tell. Yeah, but Frank, you do it so beautifully, we feel like it's cost effective to lose a few people in the lathe, not have to repair it, and you smooth it over with your voice. All right, I'll go tell. Hello? Yeah, hi. Oh, hey, Frank. It's good to see you. Okay, I got some news for you.
Your husband was severed in half.
Oh, my God.
By a lathe. Oh, here's $50.
I guess this will help.
Here's $50 and some Grand Marnier.
Where's his body?
It's in the lathe.
Oh, God. I gotta say, your voice is pretty nice.
Thank you, and here's $50.
Another 50?
No, that's the original 50.
Oh, okay. I'll take. I guess it's fine.
No, we don't have that much. So here's 50 and a bottle of Grand Marnier for losing your husband.
Oh, God, what am I gonna do?
Well, with Grand Marnier, it's a very nice liqueur.
Okay, I'll get blitzed and spend $50 on DoorDash.
Okay.
Frank, did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. It didn't go as well.
Did you bring the Grand Marnier?
I did.
Maybe we should switch liqueurs. All right, let's end with an Allen Margret, okay?
Let's do it. Okay, folks, and now checking in with Allen Margret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Margret, quick, my neck was cut. What do you mean, Al? My neck, I just cut my neck shaving, and I think I hit the jugular vein. Juggler? You hate juggling. No, Margret, don't make circus jokes, all right? I hit my jugular vein. Wait a minute, Al. Are you saying that there's a vein in your neck that is similar? Do you see the blood splurting? Splurting? The hell does that mean? Spurting, I mean. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I do, and it's getting all over my new dress that I got at Neiman Marcus. I told you to stay away from Neiman Marcus. The sales guy there is making eyes at you. And you get off on the attention. Al, you're bleeding like a son of a bitch. I know, my jugular vein. All right, Al, what should I do? Well, I'm getting weak, so get me a hard candy. What? Get me a hard candy. The sugar will be good for me. I'm feeling weak. All right. Where's the hard candy? Shouldn't I compress the bleeding somehow or call 911? I want a hard candy so I can tell you what to do. All right. Do you want lime or lemon? It doesn't matter. Well, I don't know if that's true. I think lime is probably better for a situation like this. All right, Margaret, I'm really getting weak now. All right, well, lime it is then. No, actually, I prefer a lemon. What? Now I gotta go back to the hard candy tin. All right, well, and you know how hard those things are to open, Margaret. You see all the blood on the floor. Yes, I do, and on my Neiman Marcus dress. I told you to stay away from Neiman Marcus. You're repeating yourself now, Al. That's a sign of blood loss. Margaret, you know how much I love you. Oh, Al. Yeah, it's deep. But as the blood flows out of me, I'm realizing I made a mistake marrying you. Wow. These are shitty things to say when you're dying. What do you want me to do, lie, Margaret? I'm just saying, with the blood running out on me, and now it's getting in the Game Boy. Do you see all the blood going in the Game Boy? I see it, Al, yeah. Here's your lemon hard candy. Oh, when did you do that? Well, you were babbling. Margaret, I think it's too late for the hard candy. Al, is there anything else you want to say before you perish? We're figments of Eddie Pepitone's mind. But then how the hell are you dying? I don't know, maybe something deep is going on with Eddie. Maybe Eddie's in a bad place. Al, he would never kill one of us off, or else that segment, Al and Margaret, would be gone. He could just do Margaret, the woman who lives inside Eddie Pepitone's head. It's a good point. I wouldn't mind. God damn you.
Aren't they great? Thanks for checking out another Checking In with Al and Margret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Ah, well, everybody, I think we've come to an end of another podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell them what they can do besides go fuck themselves?
Before you go fuck yourself, go over to patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone if you want more of this podcast, and you can be part of the things that we live for as opposed to the deleting, which we don't like. And then go to YouTube. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, go to your favorite podcast listening application and go do that. And if you want to leave us a 5-star review, we love that. We see those. We have reasons to live, and it's great.
Absolutely. Go to my website, eddiepepitone.com. I'm going to be out there again touring soon. I'm going to be going through Northern California after I go to Las Vegas.
Ooh.
By the way, yeah, we'll talk about it next podcast. But sorry to bring that up, folks. I know you're like, what the fuck was he going to talk about?
Oh, they're clamoring. We got to give them a little something to look forward to. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about something. So, yeah, eddiepepitone.com. And we will see you next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening. Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.
Yoo-hoo!